We thought we'd fixed all our shifting problems, but we were wrong.
Just don't know what it is. We thought we had this figured out. It's just infuriating.
Well, it was supposed to be a 4-hour travel day turned into a 7-hour travel day.
We're having that same shifting problem we had a month ago.
You know, where do we go from here? How do we figure out the problem?
Watching bus life videos of people who have to stay the night at the mechanic. Now we're one of those people. We were supposed to be getting out of Texas this weekend. Unfortunately, we've had to just stop at a rest area because we're having that same shifting problem we had a month ago. We left the Fredericksburg area. No, we didn't. Where did we stay last night? I don't remember where we stayed last night.
Llano River State Park Junction.
And we thought that would be a good leaping off point to give us a nice, easy drive to get out of Texas into New Mexico. Drove about an hour and a half, stopped at a truck stop, fueled up, ready for the big drive. Got back onto the freeway and it wouldn't shift from 3rd to 4th gear. We thought this was resolved, so this was very upsetting.
Just in case you missed the video last month of our shifting issue, got back on the freeway, we couldn't get past 4th gear.
We're not able to shift consistently. Got to the mechanic because they had a Allison transmission person. Had no errors. Everything had a green light, no errors or codes on the engine. So they reset the transmission. So on our drive back, bus basically learned how to shift. It shifted well, everything worked fine.
And we haven't had a problem since.
I tried a number of things in the past when we've had this issue, trying to do manual shifting mode, but this time I pushed the wrong button and I accidentally put us into neutral at 45 miles an hour on the freeway. I wasn't quite sure what to do. I know it's a pretty smart transmission, so I went ahead and put us into drive. It shifted naturally and got us into 5th gear, even though it hadn't been able to shift, but just doesn't feel like we have any power. Every time we get any kind of incline, really cuts back on speed, which is dangerous to be so inconsistent because Texas freeways are 80 miles per hour here. So we decided we'd stop, take a lunch break, shut the bus off, turn the power off. So maybe if we cool everything down, maybe it'll shift.
Shifting?
No.
It's not?
It's in 4th, but it's not going anywhere else.
Can you trick it again?
Yeah, tricking it for 5th.
Tricking it was just a temporary solution, just a way to help us stay up to speed.
And it shifted to 6th. That's a good sign.
So tricking it's working?
Yeah. But tricking it was not a permanent solution. You needed to find somewhere to stay for the night.
Well, it was supposed to be a 4-hour travel day turned into a 7-hour travel day. It was tense, but it was okay. We made it here to our spot. We came to this RV park in the middle of nowhere, Texas, to break up our trip to Las Cruces because it had a laundromat and we desperately need to do laundry. But basically there's only one washer and dryer, and we thought, what's the point when we have 6 loads of laundry to do? Oh well, we would have stayed somewhere free for the night instead of this RV park. It's just a little disheartening. Like, you know, we're okay, we're fine, but you know, where do we go from here? How do we figure out the problem when we feel like we've done everything we can to try and troubleshoot and we've taken it to a diagnostician? There's another mechanic in Las Cruces that we know, and we know they're good, so I don't know what they're gonna do differently to figure out the problem, but yeah, I guess we gotta keep working on it.
We spent the night last night in Balleria, Texas. There's a whole lot of nothing out here. I think the best way to describe it is it's 3 hours from anything. Today, we got a 3-hour drive or so to get to Las Cruces. And I'm really hoping that when we start up the bus, everything works. If you stop and take a break, that's when you have a problem. But I think we're both still a little bit anxious. 3-hour drive to Las Cruces, that's a lot of time for something to go wrong.
Take the exit on the left to I-10 West.
Wait, third.
Yep. Now we're fourth. Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
It's good. It's good.
Fourth.
Fifth. And sixth. Okay, need a little assist
Little
there.
assistance, but it did the 5th to 6th by itself.
Yeah, let's see how much power we got now. We got a lot of incline today.
But it wasn't long before we started having major problems. We're in 5th, but there's no power behind it.
Yeah.
With our hazards blinking and my foot flat on the gas, we proceeded as fast as we could, which wasn't very fast.
This is the biggest part of the incline.
You've been doing up there yet? Almost there, you're almost there. You okay?
Yeah, just lean forward, try to help.
This felt like the longest incline ever.
Yeah, it's just got no power.
Yeah.
38 and an 80.
Yeah, it's not great.
Please let this be the top. Nope, one more hump.
One more bit.
Alright, this has got to be it.
Yeah, it has to be it. That looks like on your elevation map, that's it, right?
My elevation map looks like that. Oh boy, one more hump.
One more hump. No. Alright, I think we did it. I think this is it, right?
Just gotta get to that downward area. Alright, we're back in 5th. And got some downhill momentum. And we shifted to 6th.
You alright?
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like we thought we were in good shape.
Driving through El Paso, Texas was the next phase. I was really nervous about it. In the beginning, things were great. Traffic kept moving, we were able to stay in 6th gear and up to speed.
But all of a sudden, things took such a big turn. It's actually comical if you're not the one driving the bus.
We hit construction and I had to slow down. We got stuck in 3rd gear on the highway. I've also needed to pee for about the last hour, but there's no way I'm stopping this bus.
Side note, that's Mexico over there.
But here's the cherry on top. At this point, my Garmin with all my directions fell off the dash and under my chair, and of course I couldn't reach it.
I had to put the camera down at this point to help Dawn navigate out of El Paso. We're just a couple miles away now, but we're stuck in 3rd, and this is the longest, 3-mile drive, I feel like, of our life. .8 miles to go.
Okay. We made it to our destination for the night. My Achilles tendon is really sore from holding the pedal down all the way here. I think we're both pretty wiped out.
That was a tense drive for sure. We're so excited to be in New Mexico, really. I'm so excited to see mountains and all that, but yeah, I guess most of our plans are kind of on pause because that's become the priority now, is we have to figure this out.
If we can't go up hills, if we don't have power, we're in trouble. So I guess that's what we're doing this week.
Oh, we're staying at Harvest Host, so let's go have some wine. New Mexico greeted us with the good and the bad. From a killer sunset that night to a terrible sandstorm the next day.
But all we could think about was our bus problems.
Oh, it's Sunday, so most of the places are closed today. So we're gonna wait around till tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some input from MCI. There's a mechanic in town that we've used before, but I'm gonna start reading up to see if I can find any ideas.
We've got a nice day today, so we're actually gonna go outside and enjoy a little outdoor time before it gets windy.
So we may have bus issues today, but one thing we never have to worry about is electric and power.
We just got the Anker SOLIX C1000 and we're gonna put it to the test today.
This morning I plugged it in and we used the ultra fast charge mode. It charges up so quickly. You can charge the whole thing in about 58 minutes. You can monitor everything from the Anker SOLIX right on your phone to see how much power's coming in or going out. I love how there's 6 ports on this Anker SOLIX because we can plug in the computer, cooker, we can charge the batteries for the phones, we can charge the batteries for the camera. There's also 2 USB, 2 USB-C, and a car cigarette lighter style charging port in the front. And of course, like a good power station would, you can charge it from the sun with a 600-watt solar panel input.
Today we are having an omelet with a side salad for breakfast. Any goat's cheese fans out there? Love me some goat's cheese in an omelet. Let's eat. I love how small it is and easy to carry. It makes it really easy for us to store in a tiny home, but we could also just put it in the car and take it off for a day trip.
That was a great brunch and it was fun to bring the Anker SOLIX outside and charge up all our stuff and cook on our induction cooktop.
We'll leave a link below in the description so you can learn more about the Anker SOLIX. So today we're heading over to Advanced Diesel Mechanics, who we actually saw a little bit over a year ago. They were great mechanics and they said come on over this morning, so let's go see what they can figure out. We're about 0.5 miles away. We're stuck in second gear. We are crawling there, but I think she's gonna make it, right?
Sure hope so.
So basically, I mean, I don't know if we could go anywhere else. They have to help us here, and I'm pretty positive. I'm feeling pretty positive that we're in the right place now and that they're gonna figure this problem out. Because I don't think she can go any further. What are we going? Like
23 miles an hour.
when we got out of El Paso and drove in third gear to the winery, I said it was the longest 3 miles of our life. I was wrong. This was the longest 3 miles of our life.
If I look over your shoulder?
No, go for it.
Okay, I'm always trying to learn as much as I can. So our mechanic here hooked up the diagnostic and we went around the block. It's having trouble shifting to third, you see that? And the issue happened, which I'm so happy, because then he could maybe see if there was anything that could be a problem. You want to do another round the block, or what do you think? Do you need to see some more info?
Let's park it again. Let me check some stuff.
Yes, sir.
Looks like there's something not kicking in. The boost isn't kicking in.
So after the test drive, he was keeping an eye on how much boost and power we had, and it was about 6, which was really low. He did a quick inspection to see if there was a speed sensor that connects to the transmission, which might have gone bad, and it was fine in the diagnostic. It was a little damp, he said, when he actually physically inspected it, but it was coming in at 100% on the diagnostic.
And then the second thing he thought he should check to troubleshoot was the fuel filter.
Yeah. So he pulled out our fuel filters and they had some chunks of grime coming out of them when he let the little valve at the bottom out, and recommended we just start there. Let's just get new fuel filters and see if we're just not able to get the fuel to the engine.
I like having solutions.
So we're gonna start with those fuel filters, change those, see if we still have an issue. That would be absolutely amazing if it's just the fuel filters. They're like $5 each, I think.
Good problem to have, wouldn't it?
Oh God.
Just the fuel filters. But you see, these guys are nice. I have
They're
a really
so
good feeling
nice.
about coming here.
Yeah. Yeah, even if this isn't the issue, they've already talked about what the next possible
They're
steps
gonna
are.
figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what we need, is somebody who's like, we can figure this out.
So we just needed to wait 4 hours to source the new filters.
So we came to this mechanic a little over a year ago because we were having a sensor coolant problem, and they helped us out. And gosh, it's just so weird being back here. You may remember because it was the first time we slept at a Walmart, and I had a terrible night's sleep. There was so much noise and there was construction, and it was a funny video. Anyway, I'll link it up here if you missed that one. But I was a complete anxious, nervous wreck that day. I really struggled with my anxiety. The next morning I had all these stomach pains, and this is something I cope with every day in my life. But it's amazing to see the difference of me back then to me today. Like, this situation is way worse than that coolant sensor problem. But Don and I are both like doing okay. Like, we're handling it all in our stride, I feel like. So I have to tell you that I 100% attest that to doing daily meditation and wearing our Apollos every single day. How you doing? You think we're gonna get everything fixed? No problem, right? No problem. Ready? Try again. Try again. Ready? Good job.
What about Mister?
Mister, in the mouth? He's a little sleepy. Look at those eyes. You're a little sleepy, huh? No. No. She's been so full of cuteness.
These days are tough for the cats because they just don't love it when we travel.
And they're confused because they don't understand. They're like, we drove and then we stopped and the engine's turned off, and now why we're going again, and you know, like, oh, they like to go and then get there and then be done. I kind of feel the same way, but at least I understand why, you know, it's happening, and they're just confused.
Okay, so basically I'll just be getting a refurbished 50 DN. It's the 24 volt. And you said it's going to be $885, and that includes shipping?
And while we were waiting, I decided, let's just see if we could get everything that we needed fixed on the bus while we were with mechanics we trusted. I made some phone calls and sourced a new alternator and a new front fuel housing that's been broken since we started our trip on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, Rehabilitate is our YouTube channel. We converted the coach into our house that we're just traveling now.
Got those other fuel filters installed in no time and got back out on the road. Well, it feels a little better. We did the same loop and it was feeling very different. Instead of having a 6 on our power scale, his diagnostic computer was showing that we were getting up to a 14. And at that point, I could feel everything was shifting right. I could push on the gas and you'd get that oomph that you always get in the bus.
Yeah, even as the passenger, I could feel it. In the past few days when it shifts, it goes like this, like you can physically feel it struggling to shift. And this was smooth and it felt powerful. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure you feel more as the driver, but even as the passenger, I was like, oh my God, this feels so much better.
So that second test drive, we're in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I said, well, should we take it out on the freeway? And Ismail, our mechanic, said, yeah, let's do it. He's sitting next to me with the diagnostic tool so he can see the readout from the engine and what's going on with the engine. And as soon as we get on the 10, still got power up to 65 miles an hour, no problem. And then we got a giant hill to climb. Big hill.
It was a big incline, and the bigger thing was that there was also like headwinds.
Oh, not just regular headwinds, like 40 to 50 mile an hour headwinds.
Yeah, so it was a good test.
Driving in the headwinds up the hill, the bus did what it's supposed to do. It shifted down to 5th gear, kept us above 55 miles on the freeway, and there was a special truck lane. That's how you know that you're gonna need to slow down in a big rig. When there's a special truck lane. We got in the truck lane, we kept 55 all the way. All the power was good, 17 from 6. So we knew something was working right. And the engine got warmed up, came back down the hill on another way, and yeah, we're thinking that might have really been what the problem was.
Yeah, I mean, it really feels like it. My only hesitation here is that when the last mechanic reset the transmission, it felt really good afterwards. Same thing, it drove really smooth and shifted really smooth, and that only lasted for a certain amount of time. So there's a part of me that goes, well, why did it shift smooth there and be okay for a little while? Are we gonna have the same thing here where it's like, this helped, this needed to happen, and it helped, but did it solve the main issue? We won't know until we've driven further and longer and harder.
You see, watching bus life videos of people who have to stay the night at the mechanic. Now we're one of those people.
First time for everything.
Yeah. But it's good news.
Yeah.
So we had the fuel filters changed, but when he pulled them out, boy, there was just garbage coming out of the fuel filters, like chunks of little black junk.
It hardens up, right? The fuel is hardening?
No, it's not the fuel. It's dirty fuel
gets
from
in there?
dirty tanks, and it just
okay.
accumulates. And he said that it's not uncommon at all. He said that sometimes they have people that have to bring their rigs in, drain their tank, and they'll have 2 inches of sludge in the bottom of their fuel tank. And he said it's because you're driving across the country and you don't know how clean the fuel you're getting is, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
If we're getting a restricted flow in the amount of fuel going to the engine, that would cut the amount of power we're getting.
I thought we should eat real good tonight. We deserve it. Don has been marinating his lime chicken for an entire day. It should be, delicious. And I made some zucchini fritters.
Let's eat.
Good night, guys. We still have the most expensive bus maintenance thing to do.
We're at the mechanics for them to install our new alternator. It turns out they sent us the wrong part.
So we're back sleeping at the mechanics tonight.